Miami for less than a day, and I realized that in Miami, you have to be bilingual. You have to be able to speak Spanish and glamour. Now, I'm an engineer, so I don't know much about glamour. But Spanish, I can say, bienvenidos a Miami. Mi nombre es Sai Ranade. Yo vivo in Houston, Texas. Mucho gusto. And there's one line I want to tell you, and I learned it by watching television. There's a show called Sábado Gigante. It's a little bit like soft porn. It's like gravity. It is on all the time. But there is one line that I really, really like, and the line goes something like that. Un aplauso, por favor. Well, in all honesty, I'm actually very happy and comfortable to be with civil engineers because my dad was a civil engineer. And I learned a little secret about you guys from him. You see, most engineers, I mean the other kinds, they are either in the office or not working. You get it? In the office or goofing off. I found out civil engineers are either in the office or on site. For example, yesterday some of you were not in the sessions, but I've been told you were somewhere on site. Thank you, thank you. This table got that. Well, yeah. We know where you were, yes. So I grew up in India. And before I go any further, I want to make an announcement. Now, you have heard about Latino street gangs. You have heard about African American street gangs. Now there is a East Indian street gang. That's it. East Indian street gang. They call themselves D-spellers. They disrupt spelling bees by shouting out the correct answers. Ooh. I would be worried about this gang. They were responsible for 32 homework invasions. They carry weapons of math instruction. And most gangs have signs. This gang has a sign and a cosine. Any real engineers in the audience? So I came to America many years ago. And you know, I'm one of those lucky persons, I guess, because I found my calling really early on. I must have been like 6 or 7 years old, and we were watching a movie. I think it was a Western with Henry Fonda or something. And I saw a scene, and I'm like, hey, that's what I want to be. You know, who is that guy? What is that guy doing? And my uncle was there, and he said, that's an engineer. I said, that's what I want to be when I grow up, an engineer. So I put in a lot of effort, went to the best engineering school, but 3 years after that engineering school, 3 years in college, I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to stand up in the classroom and ask that question. And I said, Professor, I have a question. He said, okay, what's the question? I said, I have been in this school for 3 years, but I haven't seen one single steam engine. When are you going to tell us how to drive a steam locomotive? Now, before coming to America, I took a course. It was called ESL. You know ESL, right? English as the 16th language. They taught us how to say, I have no cash on me. Our final exam was a 7-Eleven application. America is all about machines, right? It's about technology. So the first time ever I was in a plane was from Bombay to Houston. And I just finished a sumptuous meal. I went to the lavatory, and right there above the toilet, there was a sign, no foreign objects. These shocks just continued. Now, there is one area that you might not expect to be as shocking, but here it goes. The laundry machine, right? The washer and the dryer. We didn't use that, right? One good thing about coming from a developing country is there is always someone poorer than you are. So here I am trying to do my first, wash, right? So I'd come wearing bell bottoms. Some of you remember what that is, I can tell. 100% cotton, and here I am using this washer and dryer. Now what is my instinct telling me? I want it really, really clean. So I set everything on extra hot. What comes out is like this. What went in was bell bottoms, what came out was capri pants. My fashion sense had moved 20 years suddenly in one wash. Except you remember at that time we didn't know what to call them. So people would look at me like, hey, are you expecting floods? First time I ever went to a country and western club. It was called the San Antone Rose. There I was, 200 cowboys, 1 Indian.